Now we're going to remove the RUCKUS gas tank or fuel tank or petrol tank from whichever country you come from. But I want to point out something about this tank. It may look like a fuel tank, like you see in regular motorcycles, but it's different. What I mean is, most people will fill these up and they keep filling them up. They don't ever bother to clean them. They just think it'll take care of themselves. They don't. A lot of times we have sediment that builds up in the bottom right here. And so the two things to take the tank out are, this is the fuel sender right here. This tells you how much gas is in the tank. And that goes down to a little tiny red plug-in right here, and that red plug-in plugs in right there. So we take the red plug-in out, okay, and then you want to tip the tank up like this, and you look down in there for the one end of the fuel filter, the inlet that goes into the carb, and you pull that off this nipple right here. Then you want to be very careful to take the tank out and pour the gas out, or at least leave it standing up. It's always good to either have an oil tray or a drip tray underneath the motorcycle, because when you go to tear it down, it can get messy. You just don't want to get it on your nice, clean, white, beautiful floors. So I'm going to take that and pick that up, and I will put that over here. It's got about a quarter of a tank in it. It's not a big deal. Now what that does is this allows me to get to the bolts on the head here, the water-cooled bolts. And of course you can see the coolant here, it's low and it's also kind of brown, so it needs to be replaced. But I'm going to do all that. You have your coil. The coil right here comes off with one bolt, and it has two of these little things that unattach, and then the coil goes directly to the spark plug, which is right there. Right down here. Underneath this cap here is going to be the exhaust valve and the intake valve, because it is a 4-stroke. There's no reed valve. So that's the next thing to take apart as we work on this. And I know that there's going to be some fluid from this radiator right there. I probably should take the screws off this radiator and see if I can find a valve to empty the fluid. That would probably be a good thing to do. And we continue with Project RUCKUS. Total engine rebuild right down to the crank.